for me, I have to sit with them. Otherwise, they just think that they just don't want to take the instructions. So that's what I'm really feeling, absence of Prabhuji in this case for the children. Like it's really, yes, father's instructions is really straightforward, and children listen to them. Yes, that's the thing I'm struggling at the moment in my Prabhuji's absence.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. And then, yes, because I have to handle everything. So, yeah, my services is not as great as in the presence of Prabhuji. And also I realized that, the association like of my Prabhuji, like he's a devotee, and then the association of a devotee with, like in your household is such a great help to progress, to do everything, because there is the same mood of the other person. And if I have to do everything by myself and there is no one around me who is keeping an eye on me, I can say, then you feel like you just take the shortcuts in, for everything, and even in offering and all that. So it's I'm so blissful that, yes, there is a devotee in the household for me, so that I can always, just go on the footsteps, because he's obviously very strict in following everything in regards to with the children as well. So yeah, that's the thing I realized in the last 4 weeks, that it is very important to have a pure devotee around you all the time, so that your mind setup and your activities just fall in place automatically, without giving any instructions. But yes, at the moment, yes, I'm just struggling with the children a little bit. So, and my Prabhuji just instructed me that you have to just strictly give the instructions, so that, because our, few programs are coming, Krishna Janmashtami and then Radha Janmashtami, and then it's really important for children and for me as well to have that mood, not just to pretend, but from inside. We just have to have that mood, and then that mood only comes with the regular, daily routine, if we are performing those activities in our daily life. So it just naturally comes inside you. So this is, yes, that's what I realized, Prabhuji. And I'm really missing my Prabhuji. Otherwise, all the material activities are going as it is. There is no hindrance, but for the spiritual activities, it's really important to have him in the house.
Oh, that's good realization. Now Sanjeev Prabhu will not have. I mean, he'll also realize his value now. Good. Have you told him this? What you're telling us? He said, listen to the video.
No, I didn't tell him this. I will tell him when he comes back. Otherwise, he'll just blame me for everything. But yes, like at the moment, I have to do both the work. I have to perform my own duties and as well as my Prabhuji's. So, but before I was just doing the household work, and the spiritual activities he was handling very well. So that's where I'm realizing that, yes, he shouldn't be lacking, and then he should be here, so that we can just all can go back to path of normal spiritual activities. Yes, I will explain, like, yeah, we will talk about it. But Prabhuji always ask me, have they finished their chanting, and then what have you studied today, and everything. So yes, I realize that it's such a great, it's such a bless for all of us to have a devotee in the household, because it's otherwise, if you have different mood, it's really hard to follow and hard to take the instructions.
Everybody has their own mood, right?
Everybody has their own mood. Yes, Prabhuji. Even children's mood, there's like they thought like it was their holidays. They just want to enjoy outside things. So,
When the cat is away.
yeah. Yes, to change their mood, it gets really hard sometimes. They just, yeah, because as we already discussed in the previous class, that the Maya Devi is really powerful. So it just, yeah, affects everybody. So to have that mood every day, we just need to follow the instructions strictly. Just keep our mood.
Okay, okay. Well, that's it then. If you do that, that's what everybody wants. That's what I think. I'm sure Sanjeev Prabhu wants. So you're with the right place, right, doing the right thing.
Mm.
You can do this, Okay, okay. Oh well, wish you all the success. He's coming when on the 6th. He's coming back, right?
Yes, he will be reaching on Friday, Babuji, this coming Friday.
He's coming on Friday.
Yes.
That's not too far away.
Yes.
You you can't wait for long, right? It's enough.
Yeah, it's like, I'm now feeling it's been a long time because it's total 5 weeks time. He's been away.
Yeah, so many times you see when somebody's not there, that's when you see fill the missing part.
Then, yeah, this is the first time actually this happened like with me and the children that Prabhuji is away for this long time. And yes, I can see where it affected us.
Okay, at least you're honest about this, which is wonderful. Honesty is the most important thing, is the most important thing. Because if we are not honest, help will not come, you see. Help will not come.
That's right.
We wish
Yes.
all the success. Okay, okay, wonderful. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we've got Avinash Prabhu joining us today. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Where are you? You're in Chhindwara? You're Nagpur? No, not Nagpur. You're in Chhindwara.
No, Prabhuji, I'm still in Nagpur. Thank you.
Oh, you're Nagpur. Hare Krishna. Okay, okay. So all the programs are going on. You're giving us nice information, inspiring us with all the programs, Prabhuji.
Training from you, Prabhu.
Yeah, training from me is like nice, no problem. I'll take all the credit from everybody, no problem. But hard work you are doing.
No, inspiration from you.
That's all right. But I'm very, very, very pleased, with all what you are doing. We're very, very pleased. All the best to you. All the best to you. Hey, okay. So you're be going. When will you be going to Chhindwara now? When do you go?
Actually, I've been in Nagpur for the last 5 days.
Nagpur.
So in between one day, I went to Chhindwara to meet my dad because he could not come here, and then I went, and yeah, that's when me and my wife went, and then back to Nagpur again, and now I'm going back to Chhindwara tonight.
Going back to Chhindwara
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And then after that?
Then after that, to Lucknow, and then back to back to Auckland via Delhi. Hopefully, we'll meet Divyanshu also.
Nice, nice. Why is Path not showing his face nowadays? He's very busy with your programs, is it? He requires observation. What's happening?
Yes, we finished 1 o'clock night, Prabhu, yesterday.
Oh.
The program went on for 4 hours. If I include Prasadam time, maybe more. And then we finished 1 o'clock. And so that's why we all actually trying to get ourselves so that we can show up our faces at least. No?
Yes, very important. And
what Path is playing very active role, Prabhu. Very active role.
Very active role. That's good. That's good. We have a lot of expectations from Path. Very nice.
They have got their own classes running now. Probably they have started yesterday only, because we have connected to some youths, and they are regularly showing up. So I said, okay, collect all the information, find out what they are, and I told him that you can't talk to everyone individually, so you get them together and talk to them together. So that's what he's trying to do, so that all the hard work which they are doing, we can actually channel them through this, our group activities, so that it's easy for us to keep connected and probably maintain the mood. Yeah. I don't know what happened to Suchi Mataji. I thought she'll be in the class. But maybe she was cleaning up after we left.
Okay, hold on, I'm just coming. So Parth, you're busy. You're. When did you finish? 1 o'clock?
So 1 o'clock we dropped Vinash Prabhu. Then I came back home.
Yeah.
So
About 3 o'clock.
yeah, so about I slept yesterday around 3 o'clock. So
No problem. I mean, if you wanted to catch a plane to go to your job for America, you would have woken up at like 2 hours and gone to the plane.
so
You're
that
at 9:30, 10 o'clock, you're 10:30 now, so you're all fresh. 3 hours of sleep is not going to kill us sometimes. It's all right. Yeah.
no, not sleepy, but yeah, my face was not fresh, so I just washed it up and just
Yeah.
came up.
Get used to it. Krishna consciousness is austerity. Yeah. And once in a while when devotees come, it means only austerity. When Maharaj would come or we go to Maharaj, we have to forget about sleep, forget about food and all that, That's it. That's it. Devotional service means austerity. Good. We are very happy with what you're doing, supporting Avinash Kishavu and Saraswati Mataji. But and along with that, our regular programs must be going on. Very nice, with your team. So Suchi Mataji is sleeping,
No idea.
resting.
Call, I don't know. Vinash Prabhu had a word with her.
Okay, no problem.
Well-
Mayuresh, what about Mayuresh? Mayuresh, you're with your fiance or what? You don't want to show your face to the program nowadays, huh? Everything is recorded, I'll tell you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, you are with your fiance, huh?
No, Prabhu.
Why
I'm
not?
at home, Prabhu.
Huh? Man, you're going to get married. When you come to New Hare Krishna program, you should be with your fiance. Man. She'll kill you now. She'll not get married to you.
No, Prabhu. So there is a lot of preparation going on. So a lot of people around.
A lot of people are around. That's why you cannot show your face.
Prabhuji, I mean, I have to walk out because there is a lot of commotion going on also, Prabhu.
Oh, so you'll be in and out, huh?
Yeah, no, Prabhu. I am listening, Prabhu.
Okay.
I'm just sitting and listening, Prabhu.
Okay. So when is the marriage now? How many weeks now?
Prabhuji, 2 weeks, 9 days left, Prabhu.
Oh, you must be a very busy household. No doubt. Very busy household. Very good. Very good. All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Great stuff. Let us now start with our program. Who would like with our devotees realizations? These are very important realization. This program are very important programs for us, where we hear from all of you, so that way we know where you are and where we are. Where you are is one thing. It's very important to know where we are also, no? That where we are at, where's the preaching going on, where's the training going on, is the training in the right way or not, So what have you learned? What have you not learned? Is it worth? Is it not worth? And we can pick out there's any change in the mood, Yeah. So please, let's share our realizations. Hare Krishna. Who would be the first one to do so? Sanjay Prabhu is in. He messaged me. He has to take his mother to the hospital, so he'll be busy today. He said, I'll join you on YouTube, so he'll be with us in that, Yes. Hare Krishna. Would you like to kick off the program with your schedules and what you've done? Hare Krishna. It'll be very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, I was thinking what to say, Prabhu, and where to start from. So I think the phrase is what we did yesterday night. So yesterday night, I actually was thinking that how I can keep doing classes and how I can show off my knowledge. You taking classes where actually you do as much kirtan as possible and get people to recite verses. Because how long I can speak philosophy, that I've got a lot of limitation. So that's what, and I have to train Parth and other people also that how programs are conducted, how home programs are conducted, what is our mood, how we do things. And so we did kirtan where everybody actually everybody was actually singing. The rest of the people were actually repeating. And once the tune is actually right, and I'm going to send you a small clip. I've not sent it, so it was actually very nicely done. So that was good. And we're all reciting Sanskrit verses. And I thought I'm not going to give any philosophy today because philosophy is everywhere. Open the YouTube or Google, there is a philosophy. So we started reciting those verses, Prabhu. And you will not believe, and after one round, there were about 15 odd people. Correct me if I'm wrong, Parth. And they all recited the verse in the same tune as we do. And then I said, okay, you have done once, let us do it twice. And then I said, who are the people actually who can recite without looking at the verses? And you will not believe there are 2 or 3 people, not 2 or 3, actually more than that, who remembered verses. That's 244 Bhogasara Prakshatanam. So everybody remembered that verses. So that I remember Maharaj, please guide me. What do I do now? Because you can't just keep preaching. But yeah, you can't just keep talking. And then after that, I thought I've done my class, 1 hour. I can go home. And then the question answer session started. And then I really encountered Indian crowd. And it went on for more than 2 hours, the question answer. And that's where our program actually dragged. And people are asking whatever questions. So I again used your skill set. I said, if I tell you about Radha, what do you understand? And how long it will take you to forget again? So I'm not going to tell you anything unless you are serious. So I remember that discussion between, I've seen you doing this classes. I used those experiences. And when we actually concluding the classes, yeah, I actually at some stage I lost control that what I'm talking about. Parth will probably telling me while I was driving where we thought that we have lost control. But when the program actually, toward the last 1 hour, last session, everybody was so engrossed because I kept coming back to this discussion that who are we, what we do, why we do, and why we are different. And all your problems will be solved if you just follow this because process works. And I heard Sita Prabhu telling the same thing, this process works. So, and there were some very old people also in the group and they were asking a lot of different kind of questions. But because of training, I can very confidently say that all those experience which we got from your classes and from day one, because we have been through that process, when people ask me those questions, and then I could think that how Amrish was actually managing us, asking so many questions, bringing so many different moods, and having our own ideas, and how actually we get everybody on the same page, and how actually they can rap here and there. So that was a very, very good discussion. And the best part is that if they all agreed, I told them, even if I go to local ISKCON here, will they let me do what I'm doing with you? Will they answer all those questions, but what you have just asked me? So people actually appreciate it. And they were so happy that I think, yeah, we'll see some serious change here, too. Hopefully, Krishna will. And so I'm quite satisfied the way things actually went on and the way things actually have done. Yes, it was very hectic for us running around, jet lag and all those lags. And but it was worth it. Hopefully hopefully Path Prabhu can pick up. And I'm going to talk to you that how we are going to do these programs in a way that everything just falls in place, and we don't create our own universes, and we don't lose focus. So that was the program, and I'm getting very good support from Suchi Mataji and Path Prabhu. I went because we had no idea how we are going to conduct program here and where we are going to we are going to do program and we at what level. So they actually have taken very serious interest and involvement. Involvement is good, and my focus was that they need to touch and feel that what we are and how we are. So yeah, that was another good achievement. Hopefully they can do it, because they have to maintain that mood. That's what I keep emphasizing. If you want the benefit, if you want to actually keep going in your devotional life, then you have to actually follow the path. Yes, Prabhu, that's what I would like to share at this stage.
Very nice.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, yesterday I thought I am gone. They are all going to kill me now. सुख क्या है और आनंद क्या है बताओ प्रभु, डिफरेंस क्या है? सुख जो है वो बॉडी पे होता है, आनंद जो होता है वो और then I have to tell them yes प्रभु. Yeah.
सुख आनंद क्या है? आनंद मेरे बाजू में रहता है. Anand is my neighbor. And Sukh is Sukhvinder Singh the singer. Goodbye, good luck. Let me have prasadam, destroy my prasadam nonsense,
तो आत्मा क्या होता है यार? मैं कह रहा हूँ क्या बोलूं, आत्मा क्या होता है यार? आत्मा के ऊपर कुछ प्रकाश डालिए. मैं कहाँ से आत्मा प्रकाश डालूंगा? So it was typical Indian crowd.
Good, very nice.
I didn't answer. I said all these answers you can get on YouTube. Why you want me to answer? I didn't get into those discussions. And when the discussion went serious, when people got engaged, I said, okay, you want this knowledge, then you show the loyalty. And I've got people and team who can actually find answers for you. But you have to show up, you have to be part of the team before we give our time to you. This was I was very clear on this. I'm not going to waste time answering question and then you just do whatever you like to do. I was hard, Prabhu. I was hard. Correct, Parth? And same thing with Parth and Suchi. They get excited and start answering question. I say, no, don't answer question unless they deserve to be answered. The same mood, Prabhu, because there's no point wasting our time. Okay, what did we get? So we'll save our energy, we'll save our time, we'll focus on Bhagavad. We are all short of time. Yes, so that's happening. Lots of things happening, but any decision we'll take together.
Yeah, very nice. We all are, as Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, we are all animals, Jagai Madhai. We are part of the world, We are all Jagas and Madhais, animals, demons, Rakshasas. And
yes,
we want questions to be answered as per our terms, But what to do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are followers of Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
We answer there to the best of our ability.
Yeah. And before that, we were discussing in our class about Munaya Sadhu Prishtam Bhadri Lok Mangalam. That what are kind of question we should ask and whom. Yeah. So that was discussion, because I thought, okay, and that was a good example for the devotees to actually figure out that are these questions are this category, are we wasting time, or who are going to help. But at the same time clarified, no, you have to ask question to get your concept right, but don't waste time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We wish you all the success. So as you were saying that because we are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, And Mahaprabhu gave this knowledge without seeing the qualification of the masses of people, So that's the reason why. Otherwise, most of the time, you see, people do not know how to deal with sadhus, saintly people, We may not be very pure sadhus, but what to speak of us? We are nobody. Prabhupada, when Prabhupada went, all these Westerners, they would, Swami, Hare, how are you? And they would shake his, they shake hand with Prabhupada. They don't even know how to give proper worship, shaking hands. They may not even taken their bath also, smelling, Hare Krishna. Hare.
Yes, same discussion came to our discussion. That what you just said, that what actually Prabhupada might have faced. Same discussion. Exact same thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You've got your team now for your efforts you had done so many years ago when you had gone to India. And you've got Parth, you've got Suchi, help supporting you. So it's wonderful. It's very wonderful. And now you just have to take the next step, which you are doing, and spreading the names of and the message of Srila Prabhupada. It's a great need to spread the message of Srila Prabhupada, and that's good. We are seeing this, witnessing this. Very nice. Yes, Padma, would you like to share your realizations now?
Okay, so my realizations would be are on the Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving this chance. My realizations are more on the line of how classes are conducted, like how house programs are conducted. So I had a discussion with Avinash Prabhu also. So before this, I only had an idea about virtual meetings, right? And where there are just people joining in. There is no prasadam. There is no people are on mute, right? You can just mute them. But in real life, you cannot mute people when they are disturbing or when they are not, So there is a lot of problem. And everybody's showing their faces to you.
There is no mute button.
Yes, and then everybody's also showing their faces. So like right now, not everybody is showing their faces. So you don't have to give attention to everybody, but there everybody is looking at you, and you are the center of attraction. So all of these things combined in an offline program. So I experienced that for the first time. So and I have been to some offline programs in some temples like way back when I was in college, but those were temple classes, right? And they are just for mass audience. There are like hundreds and hundreds of people sitting in the audience, and one lecturer who's talking on Bhagavatam. He does not care if people change, if people don't change. He has a duty to perform, and he does that. So what I observed in here was number one thing that that struck me the most was our mood. And Avinash Prabhu and I had a discussion regarding this, that we are more focused on changing people's life. We are more focused on whether or not after this program, after this discussion, they are changing, because we have given our time, and time is a resource, and it's a limited resource that we all have. So when we are talking to people, are they actually changing? So just for example, like yesterday's class, there were a lot of people asking, "Aap is pe prakash dalo, aap wo bata do, aap humko anand de do, aap humko bhakti sikha do." But then they all want to hear good stuff. They all want to hear what happens when you become a devotee. They all want to hear कि वो devotee था, वो उसको प्रेम हो गया, and then he was all into Krishna and he was all into Radharani and all of that. But then it's very good to hear. But what about us? We are also in the same situation. Are we trying to improve? What are the steps that we are taking? We're still like most of them are still drinking tea. Most of them are still eating onion and garlic. Nobody asked that Prabhuji, what practical steps can we take to leave onion garlic? Prabhuji, what are the four? And I saw that Avinash Prabhu was mentioning 4 regulative principles again and again, but nobody asked what are they. I was shocked that does everyone know what are 4 regulative principles? And nobody asked. I think Prabhu, you mentioned that a lot. 4 regulative principles. Nobody asked. What is Avinash Prabhu talking about? So number one realization was, Prabhu, that our mood, I think, in weekend is that we want people to give Krishna a chance, and by giving Krishna a chance, that means they need to have some tangible change in them, and they need to be honest. They need to be loyal to us, and then we can be honest to them. So that is a two-way reciprocation. I think Amrish Prabhu also talked about that. So number one, I found that Second thing I found was that Avinash Prabhu was not like what we say makhan lagana. So he was not doing that to the audience. So and the audience in India, I don't know about Western preaching, but especially in India, what happens is the audience expects the speaker or somebody from the Bhagavatam speaker or whatever to talk to them very sweetly and nicely and give them all this katha and give them all this nectar in their ears, and they're just here to sit. Avinash Prabhu was not like that. So and that is why I think somebody came up to me and told, yeah, Avinash Prabhu ki classes witness so hard because he's constantly pulling ears, he's constantly telling, what did you understand? What did you yeah, he's constantly he's constantly there. He will not let you go, he will not even let you sleep or just doze off or something. Somebody came to me, I don't remember who, but somebody said this to me. And then so second thing, Prabhu, that I realized is that why Avinash Prabhu was like this, because he wanted everybody to stick to the message and not doze off here and there and just on just mental platform and just sentimentalism and going here and there. And I think Ambrish Prabhu also, I once asked this question about how to control mind, and Ambrish Prabhu said, by controlling your mind. That's it. Why do you want me to give a big lecture on it? Like, that is the practicality of the situation. Like, if you want to control your mind, just go ahead, do it. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to tell you some katha? Do you want me to tell you some profound Bhagavatam lecture, something else? What do you want me to do? So, and that hit me there. And then practical application of it, I saw it in Avinash Prabhu's class, because people were asking questions, and one time Avinash Prabhu said, I don't know. I'm not an encyclopedia. I don't know. So that was it. And everybody was just, okay, did he just say that? Did we hear the right thing? So it was all hodgepodge. So second thing that I realized was that time is very important. Our time is limited, and we don't know anything. And at that point, we are representing someone. This is also connected to my third point. But when we are sitting there, we are representing someone. We are representing Avinash Prabhu told me that we are representing our Guru Maharaj. We are representing Srila Prabhupada. So we have to act accordingly. We are not cheap. We cannot make Srila Prabhupada cheap. We cannot make our philosophy cheap, right? So just to attract masses, we won't do that. So second thing I realized was that. Third thing, Prabhu, that I realized was that to deliver good classes, you need purity. You need purity in yourself. Even to sing kirtans or whatever, you might think that it's just about playing a kartal and singing very sweetly. But Prabhu, it does not have an effect on the audience. Nothing like what I realized, what I observed, unless the person who's singing the kirtan has purity or has some sadhana of themselves, the audience just takes it as a song, a sweet song, and nothing happens in their heart, no change. But when Avinash Prabhu was singing, first he said that I cannot sing well. But when he came and he started doing kirtan, everybody was engaged. Everyone was engaged. So that was very beautiful, like very nice. Like I wish if there were recordings and we can just share it. But it was very nicely done. Fourth thing, Prabhu, that
You should have recorded it. That's your job.
I think we recorded one kirtan, Prabhu. One kirtan last night. Yeah,
that's your job. Make sure, when you're busy, you should make sure these things are done, because this is not going to happen again.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
In our website, if you go to see, every small thing is mentioned. This date, this happened. There's a first class, this happened this time. Okay. Similarly, now with the group, with the team that he has, you are an important person. So you must make sure what time, what date, how it happens. This is where it becomes very important. You see.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, Prabhu. So and so I was talking about this, and fourth thing was, Prabhu, I don't know, yesterday's class went haywire. So 4 hours, and I don't know, but most of the class that Avinash Prabhu took were time constrained, and they were limited in philosophy. I think this is what Prabhupada also, this is Prabhupada's style of preaching. Like when you see his YouTube videos, he does not preach a lot. It's not 2-hour classes, 3-hour classes. Maybe there are, but most of his classes that I saw were 45 minutes, 35 minutes, just short and profound. Like this is it. And then Prabhupada stops. If you want to know more, just attend the next class. And I think Avinash Prabhu also had that mood, that if you want to know more, just attend the next class. Just come to the next class. And because in the first class, like that Avinash Prabhu did with the audience, which was the second class overall, there were a lot of enthusiasts who were coming in the class. Oh, we are so interested. Oh, we are all for you, Prabhuji. We are Swamiji, Guruji. But they didn't show up in the third class. They were not. They somehow got busy, right? And so that shows that they are just on a very mental level at that point as well. So all of these things, Prabhu, I analyzed, realized, and then on a practical application, what I could learn was, number one, that I need to that this philosophy is not cheap, so I need to learn how to say no to people, like how to be very clear cut about my time, because sometimes you start also feeling bad. Oh, this person, he's thinking wrong about Krishna, or well, not wrong as in blaspheming, but wrong as in his philosophy is not correct. And I have read this here, so this may be correct. And Amrish Prabhu has told this, and Avinash Prabhu has told this. What is he thinking? Let me correct them, or let me tell them, or all of this, right? But what I learned was that sometimes you just need to let it go. You just need to say no to people. You just need to learn that art, because your time is not cheap, and we are not cheap, and the philosophy is not cheap. If people are interested, they need to come to you, or maybe they need to be more loyal. Yeah.
हाथ चलाता है ना ये
Krishna?
भगवान ने इसको पनिशमेंट दिया है
Hold on. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Lord.
Right, something happened there.
So,
See, one thing you must know, one point I wanted to make sure you know, understand this well, that we must always find time for devotees. At your first step, you should not be saying that we don't have time for you. Only if they are not going to be loyal at the beginning. They also want to see something from you, so they become loyal. Loyalty is why do we need loyalty? See, just like this. Understand the point, the concept, philosophy. Avinash Krishna Prabhu, you can follow him, but understand the mood behind it. See, the thing is this, that we are an education institution, and we are not perfect ourselves, but we are studying and we are teaching, right? Second thing is this, that for any education institution, there are stages in which knowledge is given. Okay? So when he says that YouTube and all you can go and find out, means there is no stages in which knowledge is given. Everything is given anytime, haphazard. So person studies here, listens to this, he's happy, goes away, forgets about it, again comes back, again change. There's no change. Okay. Whereas here, what we're saying is, you can go to YouTube, you can go to anywhere, no problem, up to you. If you want to come to us, then we are here, just see, better you go one step, second step, third step, fourth step, like this, and we're holding your hand with it, that's very important. That is the meaning of loyalty. That is a fees that you pay. And if somebody goes away, no problem, it's up to you. You can go, no problem. You want to go that way, no problem, up to you. But at the same time, the world is so big that we will have somebody else whom we can be holding our hands. That is our business. We should always hold someone's hand and moving, taking them. So the person comes again, we say, want to come again? No problem. But we hold your hand, no problem, come again with it. But again, the disloyal again go away. So it's like this. We don't shoo away anybody. But at the same time, for you should know that yes, this question you've got is a bit, supposing somebody says some point which is not very, perfect in philosophically. But there is some genuinity in there, you may find. You should see you are genuine, but it's philosophically not a very perfect point, So why don't you do one thing? I can put you onto somebody or a team that you can give in a WhatsApp group which you've got, of Avinash Prabhu, whichever, or a general group, but join his first. That is the first thing you should do. They get knowledge, information there, no problem. And that's where it moves from there. You understand this point? Then you've got your own programs, so bring them there on it, That is the point you should know very importantly. That is the point where we say loyalty is the fee that you pay. Money exchange is that. We don't charge anything. And it is for your own benefit. And it's no compulsion. Somebody says, no, I don't want to do it. Oh, no problem. All glories. Hare Krishna. You know anybody. You understand this point, please? So do not break them away at the beginning. I'm sure you are not. You're a very clever person. But just as as a precaution, I'm letting you know from the point of view of myself here.
Just yes, Prabhu. Just that there are some people that even after talking to them a lot and giving your time to them a lot, there's no change. So
Yeah,
what to
that's,
do?
that's perfect. That's perfect. You take help of him, or you will know. On these decisions, take his help. That's all I'm saying. Nothing else.
Okay.
Because he has seen me doing it for how many years now, and practically day by day, he has seen me. People are coming and going more. They're coming 12 years and going, and then becoming enemies of ours. For what reason? Why are they enemy of ours? Doing things, learning, eating, prasadam, learning, and doing everything which is contrary to our teaching and our preaching. It's dangerous to our preaching, destroying our preaching. So he has seen this. So he can do things because he has seen practically how it is. So you will also learn this over a period of time, nicely. Yeah. So that's the point for him. The time is very critical, and we do only this much, So he's
Yes,
got that big experience with him. You're also gaining, and we have we have high expectations from you. But initially, gate is open. Don't go to close the gate immediately.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's the point, So connect him to a WhatsApp group, or we can general WhatsApp group to WhatsApp group. They'll get message and it's fine, and then you can grow further as you want to,
Yes, absolutely.
Even now, those who are not serious in ISKCON or devotees, Hare Krishna, they want to go to temple, they want to go have prasadam, go here, go there. There is nothing wrong with it. But what we're doing is you're making them serious. That's it. All good. Okay, Prabhu? Yeah, please continue. Sorry, didn't want to stop you there. Hare Krishna.
So just to conclude, I would just like to say one thing that all in all, when you are in the program, what I learned was you're representing somebody. Like I mentioned this in my first part, but when like Avinash Prabhu, when I saw him speak, he was always mentioning you that there is my mentor also. There's somebody that I take my learnings from, and he's Ambrish Prabhu. So, and at the end of the program, I heard Avinash Prabhu speaking that everything that happened, I'm going to tell to Ambrish Prabhu. That keeps my ego in check. So that is a very profound statement, and I think he was talking to somebody else, but it just I eavesdropped maybe a bit. So I got that. So I was like, okay, this is very profound, because when I'll be going out, I am very young, so my ego is not in check. Like it can get in this anytime, right? And my like sadhana is, I'm not a practicing devotee for so long. So to keep this in check, there's always a system behind, and there's always people behind supporting. So never to forget that, and to have your purity, Prabhu. So this was in essence that I got from all these programs.
Yeah, very good. It was very profound. Very profound. Very, very profound. And it is very clear. It is. We've seen it. It happens to us also, to me too. The credit always goes back to somebody. You keep the credit, you're finished. Then I'm finished. Unless you are sufficiently pure enough, and so you can just quietly give, and quietly you give credit. Otherwise, vocally you must give credit for many years. Otherwise, mentally you give to different. But that is not our stage. We have to be vocally giving credit back. Yeah. Otherwise, it's very moment you speak one words in Sanskrit, they make you think you're a pandit, and you'll go, you become puffed up. I'm pandit. You're finished. You're gone. Everything that we have learned is destroyed. But great stuff. We are very lucky to have this practical experience through both Saraswati Mataji and Avinash Krishna Prabhu, and it is very wonderful. It is very wonderful. We are not perfect. There are so many devotees, so many scholars. They are very, very perfect than us. So we are not competing with anybody. We have got our program. We are busy with our program. That's it. This is what we learn. We teach. We are not competing with anybody else. Remember this. Tomorrow people may come to you to say, this person speaks so nicely, he's got so much knowledge. Oh, absolutely right. Don't fight. We also got knowledge. No. Never do this. We will not have. I'm telling you, I don't have knowledge. So yes. Well, of course he's got knowledge. No problem. We do this here. Whatever we know, we teach. So my mood at the time when we had was that people may come and tell me, you are teaching like this, you're just neophyte, all these things, what will you teach? This knowledge, this philosophy is not correct. I say, you're absolutely correct. And if they come and preach to us, it has happened. They come and preach to our devotees. We say, no, 1 minute, please. We do These people, we have worked very hard with them, for so many years. Prasadam, cooking. Knowledge may not be very perfect as compared to you. But if you want to preach, you go to another place, open a center, put your money, cook your food, prasadam, and preach to your own other people, not here. Do you understand? I look into their eyes and say, do you understand this? Right, thank you, Hare Krishna. That's it. Not यहाँ पर the garden has been made. When the seeds are being sowed, with our limited capacity, we make sure that the rains are there, wind is there, winter is there. We're protecting. And when they are sprouting, little bit of flowers, plant is growing, everybody will come. Hey, we're not better than this. So yeah, no problem. You're not better than us. 100%. Moment they start to poke inside, I said, don't poke. You go there, start your own program and do that. Understand? And I used to honestly say, hi, Vinashabu, remember this? I used to honestly say this. So I don't mind you starting a program just opposite our program center. No problem. But go there, reach there, cook your own food and do it. This is how it is. So we don't compete with anybody. Remember this point. Microsoft and Apple. We are Apple. We are not Microsoft. You tell an Apple executive to say, Microsoft has got this such nice technology. They say, very good. Great stuff. All the best. Great stuff. They are doing their own things, मुझे क्या है उसमें? This is Maharaj. This is where a devotee becomes very peaceful. This is what happens when you become devotee. Oh, very good. I've got so much money. Oh, very good for you. If you have got money, doesn't mean that I'm becoming poor. We forget this. Those who are envious, they think he's become rich, so I become poor and I'm burning all the time. I said, no, what? You're rich, very good. I got so much knowledge. Of course, you got so much knowledge. All blessed to you. We wish you all success. You get all whole world to you in your programs. All glories to you. And we do our program. So what happens is this: you are peaceful, and you do not give anybody any chance to criticize you. They will still criticize you, but you are at peace because you've spoken the truth. And be honest about it. Yeah, this is very unique with us. Very unique. Or we have an open door policy. Anyone wants to go, go. Wants to come, come. No problem. Those who come, we pray for them. Those who go, we also pray for them too. But those who are with us, we pray specially for them. कुछ special तो होना चाहिए. We pray for everybody. Those are with us, we pray special. That's why you feel all blessings, Somebody blessing us in Maharaj. This is the point. This is the reason why. All leaders should remember this. Pray for all your team. Every single day. Take out that time and pray. And pray. Very nice. You all will be very happy. Very good, Parth. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Shuchi here.
Yes, Hari Bol Mother. Where are you? We can't see you.
Actually, I am out in my institute right now.
Okay.
But I'm there. I'm listening to everyone's realization, and I just asked us little time to my ma'am and just came out because I just want to speak something because I'm not prepared realization as such, but these days what I felt was first I want to say a big thank you to Avinash Krishna Prabhu and Mataji for giving time to us and coming all the way from New Zealand to meet us and to make us more disciplined in our approach. What I really realized yesterday when we were discussing, Avinash Prabhu was pointing out that even though you do everything, be simplified in your approach, and secondly, be organized. This is what as a youth I wanted to learn always, and that is the first point that I really want to highlight. And second thing, why I'm highlighting this fact is because whenever there is a event or there is a program in our house, and then we, as Bhat Prabhu mentioned, that we are the representative of wecan Hare Krishna. So everybody look forward to us just for the sake that they are now learning the principle of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Bhagavad Gita. So now let us look forward to these guys. Are they really implementing all those things in in their life, or just blabbering out things, right? So this was my second realization, what was really very profound in yesterday's class for me. So because they look forward to us, as like one of my relative, she was like, because Shuchi is there, I am sending my son also to wecan Hare Krishna, and I am seeing a profound change in my son. So it's just something that I really want to uh, have a pinpoint in my head, because if I am not, if I am doing something which is profound, so I have to show people, because as I will going to change, as I will going to maintain everything perfectly, then only other person will going to have this view that I only also want to change in my life. So responsibility is high in our hands now. And of course, for this, what I mentioned earlier, simplicity and organized approach, both are very important. That I learned a lot in yesterday's class. And of course, as Part Prabhu mentioned, purity of thought. Yes, that is the first step for changing our consciousness also. So that is the short and sweet realization. I don't know what to, there are many points though, but these are the two main and profound points that I really wanted to highlight, which I need to learn and I need to maintain also. So these are the 2 points that I really have a view with.
Very nice. These are the only thing needed to be happy and peaceful and good progress in
Yes, yes,
your life. Organized.
yes.
Yes, Maharaj, you're
And
very yes, yes. Please continue.
And I've also seen, Prabhuji, that when I was calling up people, and there were like, firstly, as Bhargav mentioned, they were enthusiastic, like, I want to come, or Swamiji, I want to ask this question, or I'll not going to now revert back. But I believe that you cannot force. As you always mention, bhakti cannot be forced. People have their willingness and choices. So we have to be adhere with that choice of people.
Yes, that's right. And remember one thing, at this stage, encouragement to people is very important. I remember one devotee, he used to come to our program. Of course, he became a devotee through somebody else, and he joined our program. So he said this person would always call me. I would avoid his call. He would always call me, and he became my friend, for talking to me and all that. That's how I became a devotee now. Same thing with Avinash Prabhu. I remember him calling people. They would avoid his phone call. He still call. So he would make a list of people, whom to call, whom not to call, kya hua, kaise hua, every week, call them, make sure it calls, all these things. So never underestimate the power of persuasion. Start persuasion. In advertising, persuasion is there. You know this? In advertising, there's always persuasion.
Yes.
But advertising, there's also something which is called very aggressive persuasion. Anybody knows this? Sorry, I'm in advertising, so I know this, but I'm not asking you. Anybody knows this? You should know this. Krishnadas, you don't this thing. But anybody knows aggressive persuasion? Example of it? Big brand.
Aggressive.
Yeah?
You're talking about aggressive persuasion?
Yes, by brands. Persuading you to take them.
So I think like in India there is this company called Byju's. It's an educational company.
Yeah, by juice, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do they say? What is the line for aggressive persuasion?
So, no line, but their marketing standard, like I think it's predatory. All of the, like, I don't know.
No, that's okay. That is not persuasion. That is where they're pushing their brand name and all those things. That's okay. but pursue advertising. For example, I'll tell you, Nike. What is the line punchline of Nike?
Just do it.
Is this persuasion or telling you what to do it? What to do? They're telling you to do. Just do it. You fool. You don't know. We are telling you. Just do it. This is how Nike changed. Just do it. Wear Nike. All right. So from passive persuasion, it became very active. To say, just do it. Srila Prabhupada said this before Nike. When people would say, Prabhupada, I cannot chant, Prabhupada, I cannot do this. Prabhupada, just do it. That's it. So, Suchi Mataji was referring to this point, that with people when they come, persuasion plays a very critical role. So over a period of time, you'll get the skills of doing it, Avinash Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji will let you know about this, training you on this. Don't give up so easily. Don't give up so easily. Don't give up so easily. But we have to give up. That is when they will teach you. Otherwise, we just get the chance to change the people's life, The difference between one more phone call or one more talk and, people's life keeps changing all the time. All the time. I tell you what happened. I tell you a real life story. What had happened, one woman wanted to become a devotee, become a god, she was fed up. And she would see Hare Krishnas doing Harinam on the streets all the time. I think it was US somewhere, And one day she said, okay, I want to join up some religious organization. I don't know where, which one. So, she would, I think on that day, Harinam did not happen or something happened, So she joined some other Christian organization. Otherwise, every day she would see devotees doing Harinam. On that day, she said, I want to join whichever comes first. And others came and she joined them. She must have again referred this, in some discussion. Yeah, it happens like this. Every single day, devotees would go doing Harinam. That day, they didn't do it, gone. Or Guru Maharaj became devotee by Harinam. Of course, he was very pious, inquisitive, staying devotees in Oxford Street, in the UK. So, please, you are very young, and we are giving the metal, to all you people from us. Training your next generation. So in 8 years, it requires 8 to 10 years of hardcore training. Then you will understand this better. You can have your own things, under guidance. Then you will also spot some leaders, and then you will give the same metal. But don't give up so easily. My only request to you is, our motto is that in preaching. Don't give up so easily. You never know where Krishna's hand is. Many examples like this. Many, many examples this way. The difference between a person there and not there. Doing book distribution, not a book distribution. It is very rainy, cold weather. So why should I go out now? Nobody is bothered. I'm alone. You're still going out with book distribution, doing distribution and changing a person's life. So I got the book, it changed my life. So many examples. So we've got our preaching programs and so many other things. Change lives. Hare Krishna. Wonderful. Okay.
Prabhu, before we move to the next person, is Suchi listening this? Suchi, are you there? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm listening right now.
So I wanted to tell something very special about Suchi, which Suchi may not know. She is a fantastic cook, Prabhu. When we were doing first program in Prahat Prabhu's home, there was no sweet. I said, no, we must have a sweet. And she made on the spot that halwa. And yesterday when we went, she made chole, kale chane wale. And so it was so delicious. And then I could not believe that she was such a nice cook. Suji, you know this? You are a wonderful cook. Thank you very much.
Very good. We are a cooking movement. Hare Krishna is a cooking movement too. Great stuff. Great stuff. You can cook for Krishna, you know. You can sing for Krishna. I don't know. I don't know cooking. I cannot sing. I cannot do anything. I don't know what I'll do for Krishna, but you can do. You guys have got a lot of skills, you know. So you can do things. Very good. Cook for Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I really want to thank everyone. Actually, it's not about cooking, or it's not about uh, cooking a delicious dish, but it's about feeling and the warmth that everybody gave all to my family, and the devotees are really, it's amazing. Right?
Very nice.
We really have, yeah.
Very nice. All the best. Enthusiasm is the most important ingredient in devotional service. You know. Utsaha nishchayat dhairyat. Tat tat karma pravartanat. First is utsahan, enthusiastic service. Jai. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go now? Be next.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. First of all, Avinash Prabhuji, judging by the success of your programs, it looks like you're not going to come back to New Zealand anymore. No, very, very, very nice here, how it's all going, Prabhuji. We know how busy you and Mataji are, and it's been a lot of years in the making. So we're very, very happy for you. And I'm sure it's a very good experience for everyone else, like Pat Prabhu and Sushi Mataji as well, to have something tangible, as Pat Prabhu said, that before all the programs are virtual due to COVID. But now having Avinash Prabhu there and actually having a program to conduct and assist in, it's a beautiful experience. So yeah, it's very nice, Avinash Prabhuji and Mataji. And thank you for inspiring us as well. I usually say in the realization programs that every time there's always a theme, and my realizations always somehow tie into that theme. So today, the theme is sort of also related to preaching, and it's from the verse that was given in our Hare Krishna Weekend Program WhatsApp group, which is chapter 4, verse 19. I'll just read the Sanskrit verse, and I'll just give a small realization on this because it's quite relevant. Yasya sarve samarambaha kama sankalpa varjitaha nanagni dhagda karmanam tam ahuhu panditam buddhaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burnt up by the fire of perfect knowledge. So Prabhupada, in the very first sentence of this purport, is what I'd like to concentrate my realization on. Srila Prabhupada says that only a person in full knowledge can understand the activities of a person in Krishna consciousness. So this is a very, very interesting and very profound statement to open up the purport given by Srila Prabhupada. And it's this translation itself is saying that one is understood to be in full knowledge, in whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. So this idea of not having any sense gratification is actually quite is quite a deep concept, because in this world everyone is hankering for something. So it's called lust. Lust can come in many forms, but we think, oh, I want to do this for this. I want to have a fruitive gain for the work that I do. But a devotee doesn't have that desire for sense gratification. That doesn't mean that the devotee doesn't hanker either. But the concentration or the what you want to gain from the work is different. So Srila Prabhupada very nicely says that we think that, oh, I want to do this so that I get rich, or I want to buy a nice car, I want to buy a nice house so I can provide for my family, etc. the devotee also does these things. They also have a nice car. They also have a nice house. It's not that, you don't do that, but you concentrate your energy in Krishna consciousness. Avinash Prabhu has enough money to take a flight from Auckland to India, but he's not doing that so he can, enjoy nicely, take a nice vacation. But he's doing it so that he can concentrate his efforts in preaching. And that's what, even in Hare Krishna weekend, for the last 21, 22 years, we had enough money that we could buy, we could rent out a center every Saturday. And now, also thanks to Avinash, we have our own center. So we have the money to do all these things. But what are we using the money for? We're using the money so that we can try and serve Lord Krishna. We don't have any sense gratification. And instead, the desire is there to serve the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada says that, we also have nice cars. We also have a nice microphone. We have a Rolls Royce, etc. But the intention behind it is different. And that's what is tangible about preaching. Because ultimately, if in this day and age, if, you're preaching and you look like a beggar, or you look like you don't have anything to offer, that you've given everything up, completely detached, to anyone, a neophyte, it's not necessarily something that they can align with or relate to. So that doesn't mean that we don't achieve or we don't aim. So many of us are well educated, and that doesn't mean that we give that up. We utilize that knowledge in the service of the Lord. We get that money, we chase that, whatever greatness that we want to achieve, but ultimately we keep Krishna at the center. Now it's easy, it's words, and it's been words for a long time for me as well. But slowly and slowly, I've come to realize that, this idea of keeping Krishna at the center of everything is what keeps you grounded. And performing the sadhana, your daily sadhana, your weekly sadhana, etc., is so, so important, because if you miss even one day of not doing it, for me personally, even though I may not be doing perfectly, I may not be chanting perfectly, but for me personally, it's just to keep doing it. As long as it's happening, then there is some sort of sequence, and there's some sort of progress that I'm seeing. But if even for one day I don't do it, then immediately I feel like, or I would feel that it's not, that I've completely lost whatever progress that I've made. So that's something that I realized that, actually only a preacher can understand what a preacher does. Otherwise, we spend so much time, we invest so much time in people, and we don't, we actually, preachers don't actually say no to anyone. Preachers welcome everyone with open arms. And that was the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada didn't discriminate with anyone. In fact, when Prabhupada went to the West, he lived with hippies, people who, smoked all day, drank all day, whatever they did all day. Prabhupada lived with them. There were people that put meat in the fridge where Prabhupada was living. And Prabhupada tolerated that. There's so many stories of what Prabhupada had to endure just so he could preach. And that is the mood that we have. We don't have any hang-ups. And we shouldn't have any hang-ups. We should be willing to forego. We should be, willing to relate to everyone. And ultimately, that's what people want, especially in this day and age. It's impossible to have any sort of sense of entitlement when you're trying to learn the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhāgavatam, as well as when you're trying to also show other people what you're learning. So these are some of the realizations that I was having when I was reading this verse. And honestly, it was all from this one sentence, that only a person in full knowledge can understand the activities of a person in Krishna consciousness. Because, as my father also mentioned, there's a lot of austerity that, devotees go through. So to any common person, this austerity can be completely unnecessary. There's absolutely no need to do Ekadashi, to fast for a whole day on the day of Lord Krishna's birthday, etc. But these are things that only devotees, when they experience, can understand. That there is some tangible, there's some purity when you do these things. And so, with the programs that we're doing, and we're doing for quite a long time, that is what keeps us going. It's not that we want to change the world, because we're seeing the change in ourselves. Otherwise, what's the point in preaching at all? We preach for our own sake. We don't preach for anyone else's. That's the secret. And that's what Srila Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and that's what Srila Prabhupada taught, that, everything that you do, ultimately, at the time of death, it's between you and Lord Krishna. It's not between anyone else that, is related to you or involved in your life. So whatever you're doing, you have to progress spiritually as well. So this verse is actually really, really important to me. And ultimately, a lot of people can misunderstand how devotees act, or how someone practicing Krishna consciousness can act. Even those that are practicing Krishna consciousness can misunderstand you as well. But the ultimate aim should never be wavering. And that ultimate aim is to ultimately go back home, back to Godhead. And whatever process that you follow, and whichever capacity, is important for your own personal progress. So yeah, that was my realization. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. And once again, we're very, very happy for you, Avinash Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji, for your nice preaching that you're doing. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Also, Maharishi Prabhu actually wrote a realization. I think if you would like to read that as well. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Maharishi Prabhu has written something. Right. Hare Krishna, I'll read for him. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I cannot talk today, Prabhu, as there are a lot of people around, a lot of commotion. Yes, it's your marriage, so why not? I will give small realization. Everyone in my family, my extended family, are involved in wedding preparations. Thing I most realized very intensely is that people are very engaged in satisfying other people or society. Satisfying in the sense showing how much we get or that how affluent we are. Most of it is show business, inviting a lot of people to show how influential we are. All these things will be just few days, for just few days. Then everyone will go to do their own business. Everything just for a few days sense gratification. Srila Prabhupada has instructed to keep things simple. Simple living, high thinking. It is very important to keep things simple in order to progress in devotional service, as well as untangle ourselves from attachment. You have to maintain, and more time you will lose behind the things that will mean nothing at the end. So the question I realized was, is it necessary to please people or showing off in society? People are working hard to have nice car to show off. I know people who have very expensive luxurious car don't know what different features car has, and they don't even use it. They are happy showing off to people. When they are not showing off, they are working hard to maintain it. So, in order to stay and walk on devotional and higher path, one has to keep things simple. Hare Krishna. Okay, that's very nice. Mayuresh Prabhu, you be very careful. This is a sadhu's realization. And your wife, I do not know if she would appreciate with this. If you don't buy her a big car, she'll call her Mamaji from New Zealand and say, what is this going on? Your nephew is not buying me a car. He's becoming a sadhu. If you wanted to become a sadhu, why did he get married? What will you say, Mayuresh? It's a tricky question. Prabhupada said, well, if you're brahmachari, you're best. You can sleep anywhere. You can eat whatever food is given to you. You require one cloth. One cloth to wear, one cloth to wash and wear. Simple. Nothing else. Moment you're married, there's a wife, then finished. It's all big burden on your head. You require a house, you require car, you require so many things, job, all this is going on. Nowadays women also do the same thing, wife also does the same thing, but this is what generally marriage means. Marriage doesn't mean that the wife is staying like a poor beggar and the wife is following her family will kill her and you, or your family will kill both of you. So otherwise you're going to get killed. So so it's good you have this thing about simple living, hard thinking. Remember one thing: devotees are not poor. Devotees may be materially poor, but money is enough for them to stretch it very nicely. It can go a long way. But devotees are not poor, you know. And you may have a big Mercedes car, and you can drive Mercedes car too. That's okay. But don't drive to show off. Drive as a matter of duty towards your family, you know. But you have a problem, then people will come for donations to you. That's another point. But yeah, we have to have yukta vairagya. Whatever we have, use it for Krishna. Even your wife, even your children, ultimately you have to give them to Krishna, you know. How well you are taking care of them. Similarly for the wives too, who would have to give their husband and the children to Krishna. You know? So collectively, if we request and hope and pray that you can very nicely implement this yukta vairagya in your family, where money is there, wealth is there, but you don't show off. It is seen. There's a difference. Please understand this. You have to show off when you don't have, but you have, that is seen. There's a difference between Srimanta and Dhanvan. This is Srimanta. Srimanta means Sri, meaning who? Goddess of fortune. So we are followers of Krishna. If Krishna resides in our heart, Goddess of fortune is certainly going to come wherever he resides. So he'll give nicely. It comes with opulence, you know. So we just pray to her. We use, you know, but Goddess of fortune has to be used for Krishna's service. Lakshmi has to be used for Krishna's service. So very nice. You are in your right path. Your mood is very correct. You're just starting your grihastha life. It's very nice to have this mood. Your wife is very lucky to have you. And her name is also Shreya. her name is of Goddess of fortune, you know. So you cannot make her into pauper. She'll not become pauper. Not possible. You only artificially do something, you know. It's not going to happen. So very nice mood. Please continue with it. At the same time, now the vairagya, keep it to yourself in your heart. And the fire, you must keep it in your heart. You know, and use things for Krishna. And as you very correctly say, no need to do extravagant things. For marriage, don't fight with your parents, your grandparents, you know, if they are there, you know. Don't fight with them. If they want to create a big event, let them do big event. You know, I mean, if you can fight, please do so. I don't want to interfere. But generally, when you become grandparent, you will also spend money. Right now, you will not. That's how it is. You know, this is a fact. So, the vairagya that you have now, the yukta vairagya, make sure that the vairagya becomes yukta vairagya. And this way, this fire should keep burning to the age of 50. Aim to the age of 50. And grow your family. By 50, it means we should be now thinking more and more about Krishna and spending time. Very nice. You have a nice temple at home. Make it more opulent. Temple at home. You know? Nobody is stopping you from doing that. Nice. Preach. Do cow protection. Krishna will be very pleased. All the success to you, Hare Krishna. I just wanted to make sure that you don't unnecessarily create a heartburn in your family with your detachment, you know. But this is very nice, very impressive. Just on the eve of your marriage, you're feeling detached. Very nice. All the best to you, Hare Krishna. So, Mamaji, you want to say something to him? What do you call him in Marathi? In Natu, not Natu. Natu, no? What do you call Natu, not Natu? Bhasa.
Bhacha.
Bhacha. हाँ तो मतलब भाचा है.
Bhaja, Bhajan.
Yeah, you want to say something to your bhacha? Now is the time.
Good realization, Prabhuji. I can understand what he's speaking, but that is normally, that's a norm, the marriage ceremony and relatives, I think everyone puts a lot of effort to please other relatives and all that. So that's fine. Actually, I was looking at his wedding card and I said, why you didn't put Krishna's name there? So his parents were there, but they are actually, more worried about what other people think, so all on that. So I said, okay, whatever, if they are so afraid, then just put Vrishabdev's name. So I think he agreed. So I said, okay. So I say Vrishabdev is Krishna himself, so at least put his name there. So I think he has done that, I guess. Isn't that Mayuresh? Yeah.
We have put Vrishabdev's name on the top of the invitation card, bro. So it's like a 1008 Vrishabnataya Nama.
Whenever the mantras are going on, you just chant Hare Krishna mantra, Mind? Keep doing it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
You just purify. No problem. Your wife knows. So said, I'm like this only. You told him. But, so that's it. Don't worry now. Continue. Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
Sorry, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry. Yes, Prabhuji, I think, I think it's very important for him because I was also a bit concerned for Mayuresh initially, because I know that marriage will play a big part in his devotional service. So it's always, Krishna, because, with the mercy of all the devotees, I think he has actually chosen a right girl, I think, who can actually support him in his devotional service. And fortunately, actually, his parents are also now, they are actually happy with what he's doing. So I think there will not be any issues, Prabhuji. So when I go back to India, I think we'll focus on our projects, how to actually get them started. So yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Thank you for all the guidance, Prabhuji. And you have also actually, gave the guidance when we actually discussing, when we made a decision and all that. So it was good, actually. We put everything front. So there's nothing actually, hidden. So they know actually what he is, and what he want to do. So everything is crystal clear, Prabhuji.
No, don't give me credit. Credit goes to all of you only. You're becoming devotees. It's very, very nice. Wonderful. All glories. All glories. Just become nice devotee. Serve Srila Prabhupada nicely. She'll follow your example, Very nice. All the best to you, Mayuresh Prabhu Ki Jai.
Yeah, and he can bring his wife to the program next time, probably after the marriage.
Yeah, you can see her, all of us,
Yes, yeah.
Very happy to see us all. Yes, yes, very nice. So, Mommy wants to say something, Mommy ji?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm very happy that he's getting married. Sorry, Prabhuji. Eco mom. I was like first time when his marriage was fixed. Then I was telling him, as soon as you go India, they will fix your marriage for sure. And then he said, no. But that happens, and then unfortunately we are not there. But we talk with the girl. She's really simple and sweet. And then I feel that she will 100% support Mayuresh in his devotional service. And she's also from nice family. She raised with her maternal grandparents, mom's parents. She grew up, and then they are very they are nice devotees as well. So she has that quality in her. So whenever I was talking to her, I felt all these things. So I'm really happy that Mayuresh is fortunate that he's getting nice partner. I just want to say him all the best and focus on devotional service and take her in that devotional service slowly as well. So everything will be fine. And we all of us, all the devotees are there to support him all the time. That's I want to say him. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Lord Rishabhdev's you put his name. He is very, very strict in his instructions. The 100 children, he gave such nice instructions. Very powerful. Very, very powerful instructions. So just read it in 5th canto, and your life will be successful. The father of Bharat Maharaj, from which name we got Bharat. The whole earth became Bharat. Before that, it was Ila then became Bharat from Bharat Maharaj. Jai. All glories. Hare Krishna. Okay, who would like to go next now?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan, Krishna Prabhu, Mayuresh Prabhu, and Avinash Prabhu for your very nice realization, and Dolly Mataji, of course. That was really practical realization, Mataji shared. So it's quite, my realization is along the same line as Krishna Samarpan Prabhu said regarding the preaching. So thank you. First of all, actually, congratulations to Avinash Prabhu. I think, I saw the actually pictures of the programs and heard the actually devotees realization as well. It's very nice, actually, preaching programs. And actually, I agree with devotees realization. The style of Avinash Prabhu's preaching is always spot on. They're always actually questioning the people who are actually listening. They cannot. They fall asleep while listening, because Avinash Prabhu is always asking questions. What do you understand? Tell me. So I have seen that before, and I always get inspired. And thank you, Avinash Prabhu, for inspiring us as well. And actually, we will learn a lot, from what you are also doing. And Amrish Prabhu has also trained all of us very nicely. So actually, our job is to now actually just follow in the footsteps. So my realization, Prabhuji, is actually, I remember the actually Srila Prabhupada's instruction. I think it was shared, by you. I think in one of our Namata programs, where Srila Prabhupada said that if you know K for Krishna, you should go and preach it. So you should not wait to become very jnani or knowledgeable person to preach. And when I first heard it, I thought, okay, it was maybe just a sentimental to say, but actually it's very true, that whenever you talk about Krishna, it's always good. And when I actually, we wanted to start a program for small children, to teach them, basic things for Krishna consciousness. So when I consulted with Amrish Prabhu said, just start it, it's very good. Make a start and see how it goes. And my wife is actually conducting that program now very nicely. We spent about half an hour, and actually one of the first devotees, a 3-year-old, girl who hardly speak, but we just start with her, and now there are, I think 2 more children, now 3 of them, and they are very enthusiastic. Actually, they join the class even before it starts. They're waiting for us to come, and she even couldn't be able to actually chant, Mahamantra initially. Just she used to stop halfway through, but now she's chanting the whole mantra nicely. And also there are children of the actually other Mataji, the Ranjita Mataji, who also attend our main program. That they also join the class, and they also don't know, how to chant and what is mantra initially, but now they are very fluently in chanting, and also they have started reciting the seed verses. So it is very nice to actually see, it makes difference. Initially I used to think the children are too small, they may not understand, but if you actually start to teach them, they learn a lot. And actually all these things, as Amrish Prabhu told us initially, that will actually, it is for our own benefit, when we do these things. And my Navina is also getting engaged because she's there, and she's very actually excited about the program, and she want to actually present and she want to actually teach them. But I said, okay, but you recite the verses. And yeah, she's also learning. Actually, I share one actually realization that happened. I was actually driving with my daughter recently, and I think when I was driving, I just put on my actually radio on, and actually I was listening to Hindi song for some reason. And my daughters just stopped me and said, "Daddy, don't listen to that. That's nonsense song. You should listen to Krishna only. I do not want you to end up in this ocean of birth and death. I want you to go back. I want you to go back to the Golok Vrindavan." And as I said, when I heard that, I was stunned. And I said, "You're right." I said, "I turned it off." So, the children, they actually think they do not understand, but I think they're listening and actually understanding everything. And so that is actually, it's make a big impact. We underestimate the capability of children, but I think they do actually understand and learn a lot from what we do. So I think that is a nice realization for me, that actually even we are actually attending programs, listening. They are also listening, even they are actually not the main audience. My Navina always listen what Amrish Prabhu is saying, and she always asks question that actually. And another day she said, "You said Krishna is everywhere in everything," and I said, "Yes." So I say, "Are we walking on Krishna?" I said, "Yes, yeah, Krishna is in everything." Then I say, "How to walk then?" Then I said, "Okay, you just say apologize to Krishna, but there is no way to walk. So you just apologize and you walk. You just remember that Krishna is everywhere." Then after a few days, she came back and said, "If you do that all the time, you apologize and walk, then you're doing the same mistake again and again." So, they ask actually very simple question, but very intelligent, and so I couldn't able to answer it properly. I said, "Okay, I will meditate on this," and I said, "I will get back to you." So, yeah, Prabhuji, actually, they also learn a lot of things from our preaching program. Even they are actually in background listening. Actually, all this knowledge, is actually, they are also pick on small things and they're learning. So, and also in your main program, Prabhuji, now the devotees who are actually attending, as I said, that initially you said that it takes a lot of persuasion, to gain their interest and confidence and to make them come. So, Sopan Prabhu is very nicely supporting us. He is also, bringing his family, and he's always there supporting me while we actually, conduct the program in Marathi. And it is very impactful. And the biggest benefit is actually, I'm the one actually, realizing all these things very clearly, because we are studying Srila Prabhupada's, Science of Self-Realization, by actually word by word. And all my concepts are getting very actually clarified, because I have studied this with Amrish Prabhu for many years, but when I actually study with the intention of actually preaching them, then you actually understand it more clearly. So that was I realized. And the people actually, they are actually very regular, Prabhuji, and now they are chanting and they're also asking for the beads now. So that was very nice to hear from them. So probably I was thinking how to actually manage this, because now they're in a different part of the world. So I will discuss that with Prabhuji, but I think it's very nice, because the time was the biggest actually problem for me to actually how to find a time. But with Krishna's mercy, things are actually working out somehow. Yeah, we are actually getting busier and busier, and now both Saturday and Sunday are actually engaged. So we don't get any time to actually do any material things. So which is nice, actually, not spending money at all. So that is a plus point, Prabhuji. So there's, yes, preaching is actually helping me. Actually, it's as you said, it's for my own benefit and it's everybody's benefit. So I think I'm getting all the actually concept clarified, and people are also. And as Srila Prabhupada says, that Srila Prabhupada made this quote where he say, although we are not imperfect. Now we are imperfect. But because we are following the perfect, our proposition is perfect, So I realized this point because, I'm not really big, actually Jnani or something that I can preach people. But I'm just reading Srila Prabhupada's book and try to explain them. And they are finding it very, actually interesting. And they think it makes sense in their real life. Because people ask all sort of questions, actually some people actually ask me question that they have anger issues, how to control the anger issues, and actually how to actually behave into the actual arguments, and all that. And actually, I actually learned all this in our programs because we had this discussion, with Amrish Prabhu in the past, so we can able to answer all of them properly. And they really appreciate it. Actually, the answer we give, and we always give the verse reference from Bhagavad Gita. So they know that actually the way we teach is very different than other people, because they also go to the ISKCON temple and actually they have prasad and listen to other devotees, but they are actually finding it very different, and they're actually coming to the program on a weekly basis, and they're also chanting. So I think things are working out, Prabhuji, with the mercy of you and Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev. So thank you very much for engaging us. So that was my realization, Prabhu. And second, I just wanted to actually share this, what I realized. This is just my personal realization, because nowadays, actually, because of the super inflation, maybe New Zealand is around 7% now. And everywhere, I think this is actually the topic of discussion at the works as well. And people are actually always discussing how to save money so they can actually, meet the basic demands. And I was thinking about this, and even the newspaper article, every day I read, how to actually, there are some pointers given by some of the big people, how to manage your budget and all that, where you can save money. And I was thinking that with the Krishna conscious lifestyle, all these things are automatically there. We do not waste our money at all. There is no drinking, there is no meat eating, there is, we don't go to actually takeaways and all that. And all this money is saved, and I can understand the value of this lifestyle, because now the world are in, actually they are really concerned about paying their bills and all that. But we are actually, actually cruising along very easily. Even we are actually feeling the same pain, but I think things are rolling out very nicely without any issues. So it's with the Krishna, as Srila Prabhupada says, it's all good, always good. So that's what I realized, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very nice, very nice. All glories to your services, you and Mother's services. See, your daughter is also teaching here. She learns and she teaches. Hare Krishna. No. Yeah. Amazing. I remember many years ago, when I was now that a friend of mine has passed away now. We used to work here in New Zealand, Auckland, and we finished a meeting, and he kicked his chair. I was sitting on. It was a wooden chair with a sit on it. So finished the meeting, he kicked the chair, put it inside. I said, "Don't kick it." I said, "Why, mate?" He said, "Why?" I said, "It was a living being." He said, "What? You're crazy or something, you're required to, your head is gone somewhere, You have to be careful, all these things." I said, "Yeah, it may not be alive now, but it was alive in the future, in the past, But I couldn't understand. We became very good friends, actually. We became very good friends. But yeah, on how do we walk, So, yeah, I always pray before I walk out of the home. In the home we're chanting, so yeah, very interesting. That's very good. That's very good. All the best for your preaching. Preaching is for us only. If it benefits anybody else, it's a bonus. We are engaged.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, all great goes to you, because I would have never preached if you actually didn't train us and encourage us all the time. Because I was actually, when I was attending problem, but I never thought myself that preaching. I was very happy just listening and just following. But I said, then I realized this is very selfish. Actually, somebody has done this for us. I think we should take a pain, even it's not our comfort zone. We should do this. So
Yes.
thank you for engaging us, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you for engaging us. Only when we are uncomfortable, we change. Always remember this. We will never change when we are comfortable. And you will never find a comfortable spot in this material world. A soft spot. Never find. Hare Krishna. Jai. Jai. Yes, who would like to be next now?
Hare Krishna. Actually, I wanted to share same thing what my Prabhuji said, but he said already. So I'll just say it again that when Navina used to sing Narsiyati in the Saturday's program, the devotees used to see her how she's singing and all, and then they asked us to, can you start for the children class? And then we said, okay, we will think about it. And then we said, okay, whoever interested, they let us know. And the first devotee, they say, who they came, they had a 3-year and 3-month old child. And when I heard that she's only 3 years, I was like, how can I do this now? And then I remember when Navina was young, Amrish Prabhu and Mataji instructed us, me and my Prabhuji, that never think your child is child. Treat them like they are bigger children. They understand everything. We just think that they don't understand anything, but they understand everything. And then I thought, okay, we can think like that, and I will try to teach her something. And then our Guru Maharaj, Transcendental Melo, one of the Transcendental Melo in the calendar, also said that if the parents do everything, then children learn automatically by seeing them. And then I put that point together in my mind. Somehow I can manage something. So in the very first class, she took like 10-15 minutes to settle down, and then mom was so worried. And I said, don't worry, we should not force her. We will teach her lovingly. And then I just sing, and I told her to listen to me how I'm singing. The next time next class, she just says, Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare, only that things. The third one, she learned another half. And amazing thing is, yesterday, before I asked, she sang whole Mahamantra. And I was like, thank you, Guru Maharaj. It's Guru Maharaj's mercy, like supporting us to teach her. And then other 2 kids, like she sang it too. I tell every children that you need to sing Mahamantra 3 times at a time. And then she sing 2 times and she gone, because she's child, and I understood. And then I said, okay, by the time she come, I took the other children the seed verses, 1 seed verse, and they were singing Aham Sarva. So last time I teach them, and then this time they did practice at home, and they are singing nicely because they are a little bit bigger children. And then next time she come back in front of the computer, and then I said, okay, we will still reciting the Aham Sarva. And I'm singing Aham, and she's also singing Aham. She's 3-year-old, and now it's like, and then I was like thinking that really we should not treat children as they are child. We do our best to teach them. And then I told her mom as well that the Transcendental Melo from Guru Maharaj, that you sing with us whenever we teaching, and then she will follow you as it is. And then she said to me, yes, I'm singing Mahamantra at home, and she's following every day. So it's beneficial for mother and child, and her father also doing that. So it's so nice to see that they are taking part in Krishna consciousness. And thank you, Purnavarga Mataji as well, because you always guided me how to, encourage Navina, how to teach Navina, how to treat her, so she can focus in her devotional service. You both of you, and even Krishna Samapra Prabhu, I saw him very young age, since very young, he was very young when we joined. And then by seeing him, we always think that Navina should be like follow him, like how he does, how he used to do the kirtan and all. And then now by seeing Navina, they are also learning. So it's very nice to see that the kids are learning to see each other. So that's very nice. And I'm always thankful to Amish Prabhu, you and Purnabhaga Mataji for guiding us. So please bless us so we can so I can teach the kids nicely. It's actually not my capacity to do these things, but I'm trying. It's Guru Maharaj's mercy, Srila Prabhupada's mercy. I will try my best to represent our wecan-mvg. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Very nice. When Shri Prabhu mentioned to me about your services on the children's program, it's very nice. You know, kids, Maharaj are so particular about the children. You know, and 3-year-old, younger, whoever older, they sing. Oh, Krishnadas was not even, he was 1 year, 2 years, I think around 3 years. This age only, you know, when he would try to sing, you know. And Maharaj heard him. So, you know, retire now, Maharaj said, you know. Oh, Jai singing. So, Maharaj very pleased. You see, you never know their background, you know. The jiva, you never know. As we become little mature, you know, in our bhakti, then we see how the soul is in the body and how that soul must have done some activities which gave them a human body or an animal body or a bird body, you know, or some body, you know. How we have got our body, you know, what we have done. Put things in perspective, you know. And then it puts the Yuga Dharma, because we have got the Yuga Dharma in our hand. You know, this has been given to us, the baton, Yuga Dharma. This is the Dharma. You do this, you finish out the cycle of birth and death. Take it, hold it, you know. So it's very powerful actually. And when we can give it, it's sharing us, ourselves, for our own benefit, not for others' benefit. But very nice. And now make them sing the English translation too. So they should know. Or Marathi, whichever it is, you know. So they should know what they're singing. Both should be there. Sanskrit and the language, you know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Very nice. All the best.
Thank
All
you.
the best to you. All the best to you. Good. See, Navina is also engaged, you know. That's what Maharaj said. When Maharaj saw Krishnadas for the first time, when we went to Dwarka and then Rajkot, so we were spending time alone. So Maharaj said, see, this is the reason why you're preaching. Maharaj said, showing him, you're singing, sing. Whenever Maharaj would catch him, he would sing the verses. He would start to sing, then he would speak the all verses, you know. So Maharaj said, very good, very good. And then he would say, Maharaj said, this is why we are preaching. You see this? He's engaged. You are engaged. I said, yes, Maharaj. I can see. So, but he knows the verses you do not know. I said, yes, Maharaj. Why? I don't understand. I said, I don't understand, Maharaj. You know, I was hiding, you know. He knows all the verses you don't understand. No. The Maharaj are known for verses, you know, encyclopedia. And all disciples know the verses too, all big verses. I'm still the lowest, you know. Among all the disciples, I'm still the lowest in realizations, in verses, in everything, you know. I just have a big mouth, that's what I am. Nothing else. Okay, all the best. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to now give your realizations, please?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I'm just so inspired by listening to everyone. You know, the amazing stories. Avinash Krishna Prabhu has actually left now, I think. They're traveling. Listening to Avinash Krishna Prabhu, Part Prabhu, Sushi Mataji is also left, I think, and then Namrata Mataji and Sheetal Prabhu, Mahesh Prabhu. I'm just so amazed to hear all this wonderful realizations that you all are sharing. And I just wanted to say, with children, Srila Prabhupada used to say that the children are Krishna's children, so you have to take care of them very nicely. And I remember the atmosphere in the house becomes such before even like when these children are born. Then Krishna makes the arrangement that the parents start to, are becoming devotees, and the atmosphere in the house is like that. So, and that children maybe as young as the 3-year-old that you're saying, and maybe as young as Navina, or it can be as young as Parth and Divyanshi and Soumya, and Sushi. The influence of the children on the parents is also there. That's just so amazing. So amazing in today's world. I mean, it's always that we think that the parents teach the children, but here we are seeing that we are learning from our children also. So these all you children, even if you're youth, you're still children to us. So it's amazing just seeing your enthusiasm, and just keep it up. It's so great to know that you all are so dedicated and firm in your conviction of Krishna consciousness. I remember even the verses, reciting of the verses, Srila Gurudev had said this, that the earlier you make the children recite the verses, then it helps them in their memory, and it's very good for them. And so we used to make Krishnadas recite the verses. And I do remember that sometimes with that, I learned all my verses or even the arti or everything just by listening. My Prabhuji or Krishnadas, when they're doing the arti, I have never read in the book and recited. I do not remember a single thing, the songs or anything, even the verses. I do not remember opening the book because I never had the time to open the book and read. I was always doing something or the other. But when they are doing it, then I always, the recitation is there. And I remember this when Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, when performed the pastimes of going back to Godhead. At that time, I met Maharaj's daughter. And she said this to me, that, our father, when we were very young, from then, our father used to always recite verses. So Srila Gurudev used to always recite verses. And she said, because of that, we learned, by listening. So it is, it's very important. And I remember, that when we were a little older, but for the children, it's very fast. They learn very fast. So sometimes I know that we had decided that we are going to learn all these verses and then we are going to present it to Srila Gurudev, because Srila Gurudev likes to hear verses so much. And then we used to recite it, but Krishnadas, and he was very fast and he could remember. It's like you just press the button, Krishnadas start, and then he would just start, and then we used to forget sometimes. So we used to put him in the front and we're all in the background, in case we forget something. So I always remember that, and it's so nice to see Navina's her questions. I'm not surprised that she's asking those questions at that age, and she's such an inspiration, to all the devotees in the program as well. Her birthday is coming soon. I remember that next week. So yeah, I just wanted to say that as we were talking about preaching, the theme of preaching, this point that Namrata Mataji raised, I remember having this conversation about that. Never think that the child is only 3 years old. How will they be able to recite? The same thing in preaching is for any other person as well. I really feel like sometimes what happens is that it's okay to think that. I think always like this, that I don't have the capacity to do this, to be able to convince someone. But do not question that the other person may not be able to do it. In preaching, I always feel that it's really helpful, because sometimes it's very unassuming. Like sometimes I feel, how can I don't know if should I even talk to this person? Is this going to help? Please don't think like that, because we really don't know. This whole Krishna consciousness is so powerful that I always feel like a person like me can become a devotee, then anyone can become a devotee, you know. So yeah, with that in mind, I just remembered that that there are so many devotees that are happening even today after Srila Prabhupada not physically present among us. So it's a very, very powerful moment, and it's very, very inspiring to see all these young faces, very enthusiastic, inspiring all of you, inspiring us all. So yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes. Never underestimate the power of age, any age, you know. And I always would tell devotees, you know, you think that a family is one. When we say, you know, okay, you know, so preaching now, you must do this, you must do that. So you think your family is one. Now you may be 3 or 4 people, husband, wife, 1 child or 2 children. So I see 3 children. I see 3 people. You see one. There's a difference. And you will see this in your preaching. You started off with one person speaking, like Srila Prabhu's example, for example. He started off with one person speaking, you know, giving the class. Now you got 2 people giving the classes, husband, wife. The daughter helps out also. So you never know. Never know. Never know. So power of people, the numbers is great. Hare Krishna. All glories to your services. Yes, who would like to now go next?
Prabhuji, can you see that as soon as Subhadra is ready, Madhav is next to him ready? That's another power, you know, just influence. Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. We have got some time, Subhadra. We still got some time to go. Yeah, we're not ready still, you know? To sing Maharaj, Maharaj? Yes, yes. Both are gone now. Okay, who would like to go next? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It has been so overwhelming listening to everyone's realization. I was feeling so, I had such a big feeling of missing out because everyone was in Nagpur and they were conducting such nice programs and I couldn't be a part of it. I really wanted to come, but I knew that my parents wouldn't let me travel to Nagpur alone. Otherwise, I would have definitely made it. My realization is on the verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 44. It's also the verse that Avinash Prabhu gave a class on yesterday, which I wasn't able to attend because I wasn't there. So the verse is Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam Tayaparitachetasaam Vyavasayatmika buddhi Samadhau na vidhiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. It's a well-known verse, as I've seen. Like a lot of people know this verse, but as I was meditating on it, I was very particularly intrigued by the usage of the word bewildered. That Prabhupada writes that people are bewildered by sense enjoyment and material opulence. And I was thinking about it that a lot of people, even though they are excessively indulging in these things, indulging in sense gratification and material opulence, they may not even realize that how much it's eating them up from inside. I've only realized this after seeing people around me who are doing such things, and they feel this constant sense of hollowness from within, that they're not able to have that stability or sense of steadiness or peace of mind in their lives. And I feel that that's something extremely exclusive to us as aspiring devotees, that we are able to have that sense of objectivity in our actions and in our motives. And more than that, I feel that me especially, I'm very quick to discard myself from the category of the people who are excessively attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, because granted that like we're all following the chanting of the 16 rounds and the regulative principles, but I feel like still we have the desire to enjoy in our mind, and our mind is always trying to find legal ways of enjoying this material world, or like trying to follow the rules, but still like enjoying, trying to enjoy the things around us. And it's so subtle in my own mind that I always discount it, thinking that, oh, at least I'm doing the major things that matter. And other than that, I feel that with even devotional service, I am conducting according to my own comforts. That this is what I'm comfortable doing, so this is what I'll do. But I'll never step out of the comfort zone to do my devotional service, or go out of the way to think that this is an inconvenience that I'm willing to take up for Krishna. And I also feel that this is something good, that Hare Krishna weekend has, the devotional service can be conducted in any circumstance or in any condition. But I feel like I have the tendency to kind of misuse that, and like go about doing all kinds of things, thinking that I can still do my devotional service. That's right, I can in any circumstance that is inflicted upon me by this material world, I can go about my devotional service. But that is not to say that on purpose, I carry on my devotional service as well, along with all the nonsensical activities. And I feel like recently, as I've started working, and the kind of people around me have drastically changed. And it has often put me in a very bewildering, as Prabhupada writes in the purport as well, that in a very bewildering condition where I often feel very overwhelmed with the activities that are going on around me. And not in the sense that I want to partake in them or anything, but it's just very overwhelming, and you don't know how to calibrate, or what the kind of relations that you should have with people around you, or the activities that they're doing. How should you portray yourself around them? And I found this one thing that always stuck to my mind is that your standards should not be diluted. No matter wherever you are, your standards should be extremely high, and no matter what the people are doing around you, you have to uphold those standards. And I remember this one instruction, or this one, it was just like a small advice that you should carry the small books of Prabhupada around with you if you can, like just the tiny books, and like whenever you have the time to read, just pick it up and start reading. And I remember that for a very long time I had been carrying the book Perfect Questions and Perfect Answers with me in my purse. And whenever I went to the office, and whenever I found some time when traveling, or whenever I had a little break, I would open it up and I would start reading. And recently, in the past couple of weeks, when I was feeling extremely overwhelmed by the people and the environment over there, I found myself quite clutching to this book, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. And the thing that I realized is that even though like we've read this book a lot of times, like even in our classes and with people and independently, but it would surprise you how many times you can read a page of the book or a chapter of the book without getting even like lesser than 10% of its essence. Like you can read the same page again and again, and you still wouldn't remember what you were taught the next day, what you read the next day. And that's what happened with me, because for this book, just there are a couple of like 3-4 chapters in this book which I kept reading for like weeks. I would say that these chapters really really held my attention. And I would say that every time that I reread these chapters, I was able to find something new to hold on to my sanity in that respect. And I would just like to share a couple of those points with the people here that I was able to grasp. And I'm sure I must have missed a lot of other points along with that. But the most important thing that I held on to, I would say, is becoming pure. That having a sense of purity not just in your actions but also in your mind. That Prabhupada very simply defines anarthas as unnecessary things. That everything that's unnecessary in your life, it's an anartha. And if we kind of went around to analyze our days and our activities in our life, I think it would be very evident that what is an anartha and what isn't, because you'd be able to make that classification very easily if you're able to have that introspection. And over on that is what I found very interesting is that Prabhupada says that if you truly want to feel Krishna's presence in your life, then you have to become purified. And that is the only way you can get endless happiness and transcendental happiness. And something very, very interesting that I read in this book was that Prabhupada, that Bob, which is one of the characters in this book, persons in this book, sorry, says that I don't know what would happen after I reach New York. Would I be able to still uphold the standard of purity that I have here? And Prabhupada says this one line that really stuck with me, is that if you are serious, you can keep yourself pure anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you stay in America or India, but you must know how to keep yourself pure. You must strictly follow if you are serious. And that one line was really impactful for me, that if you are serious about something, that you will be strict about it as well. And that's something that I perhaps took with me really seriously, that if you are serious, then you will be strict. There is no discounting any action and any activity. And I remember with regards to this, a particular instance that I thought that I could perhaps cultivate in myself, that in one of the first quote unquote office parties that I attended, the first one I attended, and there's always this one person who's going around and trying to make everyone drink and things like that. And that one person also came to me and asked me that do you want a drink or something? So I said no. It's very normal. I normally say that I don't want anything. Much later, that person came to me and told me that, the first party I attended, and I asked you if you wanted a drink, and you said no. And I always get that no from people, but I always coerce them a little bit, and then they end up drinking. But you said no to me, and just in my heart, I knew that if I asked you again, you would slap me across my face. And I was like, I just said it very normally. Why would you think that? I was like, no, I just knew that you were very serious about it, and there is no budging with you. So ever since that, I've never interrupted you in anything. And I noticed that actually, like when I looked back and I realized that, okay, this is something that person actually consciously did. And I thought that it's not something that I did consciously. It was just something so intricately woven in my head that this is not something that I want to do, that it showed. And I feel that's how it happens, that if you are truly strict about something, serious about something, you don't have to worry about the people around you, because it will show. That standard will show. And other than that, that the austerity in life, the second point that I gathered from this book is regarding austerity. And because Prabhupada says in this book that people often they're undertaking so much temporary austerity for temporary things, that people in this material world, to earn money, to earn fame, they are taking so much, they are undergoing so much austerity. Then why can't we undergo austerity for something as permanent and as transcendental as Krishna consciousness? That it's worth everything, and it's the only thing that we can take with us after we leave this world. So there are a couple of points, but I guess in the interest of time, I'll stop here. Just the last thing that I would like to add is that in the past, after having read perfect questions and perfect answers for so many times, I feel like I've truly realized what it means when we say that this literature is transcendental. That you can read this for so many times and you'll still find something worth to hold on to. And when we say that we need to hammer these things into our head, we really need to sit down and meditate on these things. And that I think that's my realization. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mother. Hare Krishna. See, Krishna provides strength, So I was just remembering, if you are, because say no politely but firmly. So if you are leading that thought in your life, if you are living that thought in your life, then the thought, when it is put into action, also translates into a different meaning to people. So that's very good. Similarly, it should inspire us and inspire me that the remembrance of Krishna should be so intense that when anybody talks about anything else but Krishna, I can say no, and they realize that he doesn't want to think of anything else. It's a challenge. It's a very big way to go. but very nice. Congratulations for that. It's the first victory won. Good, Hari Bol. Okay, just very quickly, anyone else wants to say something before we finish today's discussion? We'll wait for 10 seconds. No? Okay. All right. So with this, we come to end of our program today. And today, who's going to sing? Whose turn for Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us. Looks like Subhadra's turn and Mother's turn, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Hare Krishna, Subhadra. Hare Krishna, Madhav. कैसे हैं आप? ठीक है?
Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा. ठीक है आप लोग? ठीक है?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Oh ho. Very nice. Very sincere, both of you. Your father is coming soon. This week he is coming, this Friday.
We know, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So you must do something special for him when he comes home. Okay? You must think of something. Maybe make a nicer card or something, you know? Yeah? Or make a good song for him. Father, Father, please hear us. Something like that, you know? Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. We have learned some real good stuff. We have learned some real good stuff. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. And today for you, we will sing. And today for you, we will sing. If our room is clean, then our mind is clean. Then our mind is clean. If our mind is clean, we can do anything. We can do anything. If our room is dirty, then so are we. But if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
and if we are dirty, we're not happy. We are not happy. Wasting time is the greatest crime. Because wasted time means a wasted mind. So best is your time.
So best use your time
When you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
In your whole life.
And your whole life
Will be sublime. If your wealth is gone.
If your wealth is gone,
Then there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong. If your health is gone,
That's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your characters die.
But if your character dies,
Then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior. That's humanity thrive.
Let humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama. Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
We must always remember Krishna and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
Here is the greatest clue.
We must learn to love so nicely that Krishna praise you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely
And make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
That's why we can loving words of Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we truly when words of Krishna won't depart.
If something gives tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Don't be lazy.
Your friends might be lazy
Or doing bad things.
or doing bad things,
You think again.
but you think again,
Don't follow them.
don't follow them,
And you will win the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given.
Whatever work you're given,
We do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to what to say, see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you will see Krishna every day.
When our time is up, you take us up above. You sing us with him with a heart full of love.
And when the time is up, you take us up above, and you sing and dance with your heart full of love.
The chant Krishna's name, always understand.
It's the only way this world
So
to chant Krishna's name. It's always in His name. It's the only way this world can ever become safe.
now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question
And find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue. You can only remember
Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna
If Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Jai. His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Chandra Prem Anande Hari Hari Bol. Please all of us sing together. All of us sing together. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaur Parivacharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Prashanadishkari. Jai Hare Krishna. So whenever you got initiated with some guru, you can replace Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj by his name, or add his name, then Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, then Srila Prabhupada, whichever way. Okay, Jai. So we'll see you, Krishna willing, next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram.